Hello beautiful and welcome back to my channel and welcome to this video that's going to be the least memorable releases of 2021. Let's look back at the releases that just did not make a lasting impression whatsoever throughout the past year, and maybe we can learn some lessons. What are the things that will be easily forgotten, and maybe we can not buy those things this year, because sometimes something is so interesting and then we forget about it 5 minutes later. So we are going to chat about the things that I think were the least memorable releases of last year, and we're just gonna, roast it a bit, have a little bit of fun. If you haven't been here before, hello, my name is Angie. I'm such a lover of beauty makeup. I love everything beauty makeup related. I love delving into new makeup releases, but sometimes I also need to hold myself back, and doing stuff like this, it keeps myself accountable. What are the things that I don't remember? So if you want to see some more makeup content on your timeline, don't forget to subscribe because I upload quite a lot of videos. I got this video idea from seeing my friend Heather Austin doing a video like this. I also saw someone else doing a similar video. I will try and link a couple of videos down below. I haven't watched these videos though, because if I watch them, I'm gonna be reminded of these releases, and I'm sure that we'll have a couple of these that are similar. So I only saw the thumbnail, I saw the title, and I was like, yes, I definitely want to film something like that. So I will link a couple of videos down below in case you're interested in watching something similar. I definitely did not come up with this idea myself. So if you're interested, there will be more options down in the description box. I will also link the things that I have on my face down in my description box. This makeup look should be live, and I will link that as well in case you're interested. So what I did is that I just went to Trendmood and I looked at the Trendmood feed all the way back to the 1st of January. And I looked through all the releases and I picked out quite a few releases that I literally could not, I saw them and I was like, oh yeah, this was a thing, but I forgot about these. So let's talk about them. I want to mention, there was should I scooch? Let me scoochy. I'm gonna scoochy to the side. There was a couple of, oh wait, I am really downplaying this. Let's be honest here. There was a million different franchising collabs with makeup brands last year, and this is one of the ones that I honestly thought it was pretty cute once I saw it. This is the, I had to look because I couldn't even remember. HipDot. HipDot and Hello Kitty. HipDot is a collab brand. Like I've said it before, all they do is collabs, and I was gonna say there's nothing wrong with that, but I honestly don't love it. I didn't even remember this existed. I did not remember this existed. There is an upcoming collection. I probably talked about it last Friday, because every Friday I do a new makeup show on my channel. I talked about the Pixie and Hello Kitty collection, and I remember when I saw that Hello Kitty collection, I was thinking about all the different Hello Kitty collabs that there have been, and I did not remember this one from HipDot. This is so forgettable. I didn't see anyone talk about it. I didn't see anyone mention it. Didn't see anyone ask about could you do some looks? Could you try this one? It just came and went, and I forgot about it. Oops. Here's another collab for, let's go through all the pretty mediocre collabs by HipDot. I forgot most of these. This is the HipDot and Reese's. Did you remember this? I even like Reese's. I forgot about this. I think that maybe a reason why I forgot about a lot of these HipDot releases, because I also forgot about the Peeps collab, is that none of these things, like Peeps and Reese's, are not really readily available in Sweden. I do live in Austin, Texas right now, but that could be a reason. And also HipDot isn't sold in Sweden. Maybe they do ship to Sweden. I'm not 100% sure. Do they ship to? They might ship to Sweden. But that is the reason why I think I'm I forgot about this, because it's I couldn't get it. It wasn't something that I was interested in. But I forgot about some of these collab. Maybe that's something for me to remember though, that these brands that only do collabs, I can't remember their releases. I can't remember what they released because they're not that memorable. I guess it's just too much collabs. Here is another collab that I a million percent forgot about, and it's also not a very exciting. Listen, I said what I said. This is the house of Sillage and Disney. I say this with the utmost love. This looks like something Revlon released in 1995. And it's pretty expensive, and it came and it went, and it didn't have an impression whatsoever. Like, I didn't even remember that this one was a thing. Was it a thing? Was that a thing? I would like to argue that it wasn't a thing. The same as this Ciaté and Edna mode was not a thing. If you're gonna do a collab with, like, it has to be hyped. It has to be something hyped. Something that's new and fresh. Something that's maybe an icon. I don't know. Is Edna mode enough of an icon? Or was she just the only thing Ciaté could afford? Moving on. I laughed when I scrolled and saw these contour eye duos from KKW Beauty. What was this? This was KKW Beauty, Kim Kardashian, trying to sell us specially designed sculpt and contour duos for the eyes. Oh, please. Take a seat. You know, take several seats. $24 for 2 matte beige shadows that you probably already own. That's a no for me, bro. This one was so forgettable. I even forgot to include this in, like, horrible, like, I had something like horrible makeup releases or ugly makeup releases or ugly palettes. I don't even remember what I called it, but this collab that Mac did with Cruella, it was so horrible that I think my brain, like, repressed it. Like, I don't remember this happening, but I think, like, my brain saw this as, like, trauma, and it just took it away from my memory. Because the sound I made when I was scrolling through Trend Mood and got to this one was a I forgot about this one. Is this the ugliest thing Mac has ever released? And listen, we do remember the Sims collab, and I still think that this is uglier. I saw this in real life, and let me tell you, you know how sometimes you're like, oh, but it's so much prettier in real life. It really wasn't. I know that Kylie Cosmetics is having a little bit of a rebrand / I got sued and had to change my makeup, but usually she doesn't really release boring makeup. But this birthday collection that she had this year, it was like gold themed. Wow. Gold themed party makeup? Riveting. Groundbreaking. Changing the makeup game there, Miss Jenner. But yeah, I wasn't that impressed with this one, and I didn't even remember that this existed. It just looked pretty mediocre makeup with Kylie Jenner's pretty saucy selfies on the packaging. Who bought this? Did you buy that? I don't know. It was a little bit confusing. Let's talk about Jeffree Cosmetics. I don't really talk about this brand. Not that I avoid talking about it, but I'm not shopping from the brand. I don't support the brand or the owner. But I will say, usually, at least his releases is a little bit more memorable than the things that he have had this year. Better or worse? I mean, we remember the cremated and the orgy palette, not because they were good, but because they were awful. But who remembers the pricked collection? And also this, like, relaunch of his, this I totally forgot about. There was, like, a relaunch of his blood sugar palette with the collection. When did this happen? Did I talk about this blood sugar thing? I remember when I saw the pricked palette, I was like, oh yeah, that was a thing, but it wasn't really a thing because nobody talked about it. It was so boring and redundant. But then this blood sugar thing, I'm like, did I talk about that? I feel like maybe I didn't, because, like, this not, like, even if I'm not shopping from the brand, I mean, part of what I do on YouTube is report on the makeup news. Like, I spend a lot of time every week searching for makeup news, searching for like new things that are being released or about to be released. Like, I spend a lot of time doing that, and for me to like totally forget about something, it does this like a lot about how exciting that launch was, and I don't remember this happening. I mean, okay, Jeffree Star, give us nothing. Another person that I saw 2 releases from when I was scrolling through, and maybe there are even more releases here, but I did not remember a single release from Dragun Beauty this year. Apparently there was some kind of mascara, and then there was like this birthday collection. Like, maybe there's more things from the brand, but as soon as I saw that mascara, I was like, oh yeah, this is a brand that releases stuff. What else did they release? And I couldn't even think of a single thing. And then I just scrolled a couple more months and I found this birthday collection. And I was like, oh yeah, that was a thing. Like, again, what is it with this brand and just like releasing the least memorable makeup in the industry? I mean, that's an achievement too, I guess. I also totally forgot about this Melt palette, and I love Melt. I am a Melt stan. And even though Melt sometimes lets me down, like the 420 palette, I still love the brand. I overall love the brand and the aesthetic, and I love the formulas that they usually have. But I forgot about this Brunet palette. I forgot this one existed, and when I scrolled through Trend and I got to this one, I was like, oh yeah. I also forgot about this one, and this was so recently, and I forgot that this happened. When I got to this picture on Trend, and like I said, this was quite recently, I was like, oh yeah. And how weird that the latest collab between Morphe and Jaclyn Hill didn't get more hype than this. But maybe the hype around Morphe as a brand, because here's what I think, like, Jaclyn Hill is still like, she brings in the views on YouTube. Like, she brings in the views. There's still a lot of chat around her. I'm thinking the hype around Morphe has died down a little bit. Like, nobody's really reviewing a lot of Morphe. Nobody's hyping Morphe up. So maybe that's the reason why I didn't, like, it's called Divine Neutrals. Maybe I didn't like remember it either, because I'm not the person that reaches for neutrals that often. But even I can look at this and see, like, this is a nicely made neutral palette. Half shimmers, half mattes, going from light to dark. I can look at this and I can say, like, I can see why people would like a palette like this. But yeah, it did not really get a lot of hype. And maybe it's also like, maybe a palette needs to be more than browns to be like hyped. It could be still a staple product in a lot of people's, like, you know, the products that people mention, like, this is my everyday makeup palette, and this is the one I wear to work, and this is the one I reach for when I don't want to think. Like, a lot of people will mention those more neutral palettes for that. But maybe it's not the type of palette that gets a lot of hype, because it is not like groundbreaking in like how it's designed. I want to talk about 2 Limecrime releases that I forgot about. This one was pretty early this year, and this is 2 eyeshadow and face palette that came out. Apparently it's called the Aura and the Glory palette, and I remember when I saw the picture, I remember that I did talk about this, but Limecrime is another one of those brands, it just fell off a bit. Their releases aren't feeling that exciting. They also had another release when I was scrolling by it. I was like, oh yeah, this one happened. These are like some 5-pan palettes, like sherry palettes. There's nothing like inherently wrong with any of these releases, but they're just not that exciting. And I rarely hear people talking about, like, I don't know, just, it's so exciting. Like, is Morphe and Limecrime brands that still are hyped with like the YouTubers that you're watching, the Instagram accounts and the TikTok accounts that you're using, amongst your friends, like in real life, when you're walking into like Sephora or Ulta, are they recommending products from these brands? Because for me, like, of course, I have a different experience than you might have, but I would love to hear your thoughts about this, because it feels like 2 brands that I don't want to say they fell off, but I just kind of forgot about them. I don't want to make this video super long, and I want to end this video by talking about a couple of like celebrity brands that came And I forgot about them the instant, like, after I uploaded that new makeup releases. Because all of these that I'm going to talk about, all of them, it's like four. These are 4 different celebrity skincare and makeup brands that was launched in 2021 that I haven't heard anything about. I haven't seen any new products. I haven't heard anyone mention any products from these brands or say that they had been trying them and really enjoying them. Like, I haven't heard a single thing. Let me scooch to the side so I can fit all 4 here. The first one is the makeup brand by, I think this is Olivia Palermo, and this is her own Olivia Palermo brand. I don't think that this is necessarily meant for the beauty community. This might be more targeted towards people that are more into like fashion and lifestyle, or there are like fans of her and want to, like, you know, wear the things that she wants to wear. But I haven't heard a single thing about that brand. Not a single thing. Another thing that I haven't heard a single thing about is the skincare brand between Madison Beer, Vanessa Hudgens, and Dr. Karen K called No Beauty. I forgot about both of these brands. Like, who? What? What? Who? No, I don't remember. And it's the same with this one. And this is a little bit confusing because I feel like this is a brand that I thought more people would like use, because this is Jennifer Aniston's brand called Lola V. It is available, and I mean, I think there's like a hair product out. Did anyone try it? I forgot this existed. I don't think this was sold in Sweden, and I'm sure they shipped to Sweden, but I wouldn't buy like hair products from the US and ship them. Like, that seems a little excessive, even for me. Even for me, that's a little excessive. And here's another thing that, and I think there's a reason why people forgot about this. I forgot about this because nobody talked about it. I don't really care about skincare. This is Kind Science, which is the skincare brand by Ellen DeGeneres and Victoria Jackson. Ellen DeGeneres has dug herself a little bit of a hole, so I don't think that it's good PR for a lot of people to be like reviewing this brand. So maybe for that reason, a lot of people were staying clear of this brand. So this brand might be thriving like off social media. But sometimes like brands can do really good outside of social media, but can do really bad on social media because like Instagrammers and YouTubers, they don't want to be associated with a brand that has like bad press around it, which is totally understandable. Like, comments can be really harsh sometimes, and also sometimes for really good reason. Not always, but sometimes for really good reason. And I think that people were just not reviewing Ellen DeGeneres brand because of her naming it Kind Beauty with all the like bad press around her regarding her like not being very kind. It was a little bit curious. Let's just put it like that. But I forgot this existed, and I did not remember it until I saw it at Trend Mood again. Have you tried any of these things? Were you as like, oh, as I was when you saw these pictures? Because I don't know, sometimes I feel like there are more things here I can mention. This like palette that Buxom did with Ash K. Home. Did you remember this palette? I did not. I totally forgot about it. I also forgot about these Planet Fanatic eyeshadow palettes by KVD Beauty. They had a big one and a mini one. Totally forgot about those. Like, I don't even remember that happened. Like, there was a couple of more collabs that I totally forgot about. Milani had this Gone Glamping collection that I just... Who, what, when? When did this happen? When did this happen? I don't think that this Milani collection came to Sweden. That could also be a reason why I forgot about. Like, if it didn't show up in Swedish makeup stores, like, sometimes it's easier for me to forget things. But I would love to hear, did you get any of these things? Do you agree with me that these were, like, forgettable releases of 2021? And also, like, for me, what is this teaching me? This is teaching me that there's a lot of new brands coming out, and not all of them are exciting enough to try. You don't need to try all new brands. Sometimes brands will come and go and just disappear into nothingness because they're not here bringing us something that we are truly missing. They're not filling a gap in the industry. And also, all of these collabs, like, it's important to, if you want to buy a collab because of the franchise that they are collabing with, make sure that it's actually a franchise that you are so smitten by. It's your favorite candy, your favorite movie, your favorite cartoon, your favorite nostalgic toy. Not just something that you're like, oh yeah, I remember that. Like, because then it's going to get in the category, you're going to look at it in a couple of years and you're going to be like, why did I buy this Flintstones cereal palette? It's not even my favorite cereal. Still have not tried that cereal. Do I need to try the cereal now when I'm in the US? I've been trying to try a lot of things that I've seen people mention on social media, like snacks and cereals and pancakes. Let me know if I'm missing out. Let me know about your favorite snacks. I'm out here trying to play Pokemon. Gotta catch them all. Thank you so much for watching this video. Do not forget to subscribe, and I will see you again in my next video. Bye!